How can I reassure myself? How can I find my foundation and my center again, and then be that for the people around me? But if you find yourself in a position where your partner looks to you for comfort, for security, for certainty, then that's an opportunity for you to provide it. It's one of the great things that we get to do as men. And what I've found from talking to a lot of guys and having gone through this myself is most of us don't know how to do that. We let ourselves get twisted and swirled and sucked into the cyclone instead of keeping our feet rooted in the soil when things go south. So what this could look like is all of a sudden your partner has an unexpected family health event. And let's say it's their mom. Their mom's health is going south real quick. And on top of what's already going on, like paying the mortgage and trying to figure out what school you're going to send your kid to, or whatever litany of problems there is, this one just throws everything out of control. So your partner starts to spiral. And depending on how he or she copes, it becomes something that gets thrown back at you. A lot of times when people feel unsafe, they start to project that fear onto other people. Blaming, shaming, name calling, violence, a lot of different ways it can express itself that in our position, we're like, wow, what did I do to deserve that? When really, if you can just look at that as, this is somebody that I love who's experiencing a lot of pain, a lot of fear right now. Instead of taking it personally, instead of getting sucked up into the emotional cyclone, anchoring yourself in that lighthouse in the storm, that unshakable force mentality, how would you show up then? I was talking to a client of mine this week who's going through a situation like this. And I said, it's that mentality of business as usual, right? There could be any kind of chaos going on in the world. COVID-19, people breaking into the Capitol building and throwing stuff around, any list of uncertainties and chaos that could be happening around. But I'm still going to put on my shoes and I'm going to go take care of what's in front of me today. That's that business as usual mentality. That's being the lighthouse in the storm. And so I know from my own experience, this has been the most effective way for me to navigate these hardships. Now, it's not always easy because just being that way doesn't always result in the my hero response from my wife, who just, she'll be in her fear as long as she wants to. But for her to know that I'm anchored and I'm certain in my footing, that I'm good, regardless of the storm that's going on around me, that at least creates a source of certainty and comfort for her to come to when she's ready. Now, I know that she's going to do her thing. She's going to be in her fear process. She's going to work with it however she needs to feel good, to feel right in her body, in her mind. But she knows that I'm there. She knows that I'm there to lean on. Now, this is tricky when I don't actually feel solid, okay? If I'm susceptible to the same fear that's spiraling my partner out and I let her see that or let her experience my fear, it's just going to exacerbate it, right? It's just going to make the situation worse. So this is another place that a lot of guys slip up in, is then you go into the emotional cyclone with your partner looking for the same thing that he or she is, looking for somebody to anchor you, right? So instead of looking for your partner to anchor you while he or she's already spinning out, or somebody else that you're in this dynamic with who's also spinning out, this is where I look to my men. This is where I lean on that objective brother who can look at the situation and say, yeah, wow, you're in it. I get it. Guy who can offer some perspective, some rootedness just in the normalcy of the situation. 99 times out of 100, I call one of my guys when I'm spiraling out, my partner's spiraling out. I don't know where I'm steady or where my ground is. And I call them. They don't even have to answer the phone. Just hearing their voice reminds me that, oh, yeah, I'm not the only one.